had a chance to serve in many areas of the Christian work. I was born November 11, 1936. I grew up on a farm, not ashamed of it, thankful, humble upbringing, taught how to work and not to steal, and to make the best of what God bless you with. We've been blessed to be here in the Lord's name, and for that I am thankful. I began my ministry in pastoring, preaching in Demopolis, Alabama, on the third Sunday in March of 1965, which means that I've been pastoring now for 50 years. All of my religious assignments was carried out through a divine intuition. I went to bed on October the 29th, about 2:30 in the morning. I was awakened about 6:30 that morning, and I'd had a vision that the Lord himself had appeared in my room. And he had awakened me, and he ordered me to follow him out of that house. And we came to the side of the sidewalk at 119 South Ash Avenue. And the house was at 117. And there was a cloud waiting, so he said to me, "Step on here." We stepped on that cloud. He in front, I followed. That cloud moved us from Demopolis to these grounds. And I do have you to know that when I came, there was a parsonage, one house, driveway between the parsonage and the church. That cloud led down in between the house and the church, and the Lord led me on around the backside onto this 11th Street side, and by those windows there, he put me through the wall and stood me on my feet by this second pew here where I'm sitting, and said to me, "Take this book," and that was the Bible, point the way for these people, and you can handle this church. And that's what I've tried to do for 43 years. And it has been a challenge to do it, but a blessing has followed it. Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 through 20 is known as the Great Commission, or the Magna Charta of the church. And they say, "And Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen." Much of what you see around here is a refurbished work of ours, or the building of our leadership. One of the things that I'm most proud of is that we have been able to have worship service, church conferences, and other activities on these grounds. And every one of them, we've had the privilege of having them with an opening by prayer And in closing, by prayer, which means that God has blessed us with peaceful meetings on these grounds. I'm real proud of that. I came here, this church was worth $90,000 in replacement insurance costs, and now it's worth over $2 million in replacement insurance costs. So it makes me feel good to the fact that when I have to retire from here, or the Lord retires me from here, that I have not labored here in vain, and that this church will continue to be a beacon light on this corner, and whoever succeeds me would be a Baptist preacher, leader, who would lead this church in the Baptist doctrines as she represents the Lord in this community. Younger preachers are doing so many things to reflect on Baptist doctrine. I'm Baptist bred, I'm Baptist born, and when I'm gone, I'll be a Baptist dead. And that's what I hope for the person who follows me, to keep this church operating on Baptist principles. And I consider Baptist principles as strong biblical principles. I'm just thankful to the Lord that He has let me live these numbers of years, and that He has let me serve. I preached in everything that Baptist has. I preached in the Alabama Baptist State Convention. I preached in the National Baptist State Convention. And I am thankful for that, because there are many preachers who never get a chance to go to the National Baptist Convention, neither talking about preaching in the National Baptist Convention. I preached in everything that we own as Baptists, but the National Baptist World Alliance, I have had the privilege of doing revivals throughout the counties. I've had the privilege of preaching in the Alabama State Convention, lectured in the state ministry department for over 18 years. And I'm still lecturing now in the Congress of Christian Education, in the Alabama Congress of Christian Education. That's a blessing for a boy who turned the mule loose in 1956, the 3rd day of January, and came to Birmingham. We do think that it has been a blessing to have been involved in the marches of civil rights. There was 3 blacks that were killed within a month's time here, and I was moved by the Bessemer Citizen Action Committee to provide leadership. So we led demonstrations against police brutality. We led demonstrations against discriminations of people being employed. And we had the chance to lead the last large march out of this building with over 1,300 folks downtown Bessemer through the South Side community. I married my wife December 24th of 1961, and we've been married now 54 years to one lady, Lily Wire. I was from a farming background or settings. Her parents were steel plant workers. Really, I had little to offer financially, other than the fact that it was the will of the Lord that we would be together as husband and wife. I believe that we ought to pray about everything. So when I prayed about it, asked the Lord, He directed me to her. And when we married, I tell folk that I had $19 to my name, no honeymoon money, and really not enough to even rent a house. But God blessed us, and we are parents of 5 girls, and we have 1 son. We have 5 grandkids in all. We have 3 granddaughters, and we have 2 grandsons. She has helped me send all of the children to college. We have been really blessed, and that we can thank God for. From a poor setting, farming setting, to where we are, when you look back over it, it brings about shouting joy. And like the psalmist, I can say, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. She has what doctors call spinonosis, and she's had major surgery, stayed in the hospital, and inpatient recovery. She's come a long way. She's not back to normal, but God has blessed her to come where she can use a walker, get around. She was at the standpoint of being paralyzed with those vertebrae having been let down on those nerves in her neck. But God is not only a creator, He's a healer as well. You're going to encounter some problems in this life, but you've got to thank God and keep looking up to the hills from whence cometh our help. In 1996, we were blessed by the members of the Beulah Church and our daughters to be given paid expenses to Africa. We preached. We had the chance to visit the McCormick National Park, where you wake up in the morning with animals looking at your hotel door. Preached 18 times in 9 days over there. It was a tremendous, eye-opening experience to be preaching in the primitive land of our foreparents. And I was fulfilling the calling of the Great Commission to go into all the world and preach the gospel. Whosoever believeth shall be baptized, and they shall be saved. Also, having gone there, that it was a kind of experience that would help establish our name in foreign mission. We bought for the UGM ministry that first piece of rolling stock. It meant a whole lot. There is a sign in Tanzania, a church community, that gives us credit for having done this gesture for them. There has been 50 plus years of preaching, pastoring, and marriage. 54 years of preaching, 54 years this coming December of marriage, and 50 years of pastorate this past March 20th of 2015. And I've been a member of the kingdom of the Lord for 59 plus years, which means that I've been a Christian and a born again believer, and that I'm thankful also. So I'm real thankful to God as to the blessings that He has bestowed upon us in our ministry.